So, yeah, I do this, and I see puppies. So, we just see puppies. I just started a live stream. Now we get to see puppies. Hello, guys. Hello, puppies. Hello, hello. That's good. Yes, you guys are doing good. Yes. Look at you. You in the snow. You in the snow. You're having fun in the snow. Oh, you're having fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go pull. Let's go pull. Mom, dad's arm right off. Yank, yank, yank. Oh, dude, you put on a bit of weight, puppies.
Yeah. Yeah. How's it with you?
No, not too bad. Not too bad. A little muddy, and but I get up. My friend's mother's in the hospital, so she's going to take a let her roll around in it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there. That's their thing.
Yeah. Well, and like the hunting instinct, they put their faces like right in.
Yeah, they dig for like foxes and whatnot.
Yeah.
I've ever seen people have some pet foxes and they give them like dog beds, and even then they still do it in the dog bed. They'll jump into the dog bed just like they would into like a snowbank or whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh man, things going well. Relationships are doing good.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on nights and she's working this weekend too. So, but we're getting together. She's coming over next
so,
weekend.
so I just goes right in there, just like,
Oh yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
oh you guys are having dogs are having so much fun. A friend of mine's looking for one now, and I toyed with the idea, but it's like, do I really want to go? The commitment, like I don't know.
I think it's the greatest commitment, but you have to like
Yep.
want to make it right. Like,
Well, so I like
the worst is, if you find out you don't, and then neglecting the dog, and
right.
that's just the worst.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't neglect it, but do I want to make that extra commitment? I mean,
Yeah,
that's why I liked my cat before she passed away. 'Cause,
yeah.
they could just kind of do their own thing, you play with them every now and then, but most of the time they're fine just doing their own thing.
No, it's so true. And
Like, when is you good?
the
When is you
thing
good?
too, when it comes to rescues, like they're hard to control when they find a new home,
Yeah.
and then if somebody thought they wanted a dog, then they have to give them up, and then they're back to the rescue, and that it's really it is a big commitment, but it's the best commitment.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know. I've been looking at it. You ever watch that? There's this one guy on he's a YouTube channel. He goes in to deal with um dogs. Usually they're kind of repressed or really scared. They're really depressed
Yeah,
or really scared, and he works with them. And it's just amazing to see him actually get some results and have the dog come out of the shell and not be so sad about whatever it was they were sad about.
yeah,
So that's always a nice. It's a great little thing to watch every now and then because he puts in a lot of good work with the animals.
that's awesome. And I'm not familiar with it, but it's important what he does. And like there
Yeah,
are so many dogs that do have anxiety and
his name is
depression.
his name is Rocky. I forget the name of his channel,
Yeah,
but if you do like
sorry.
dog sitter and
Yeah,
things, you'll probably find them. But
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I highly suggest a husky too.
yeah.
Like they're so like they're two different. Like outside they love to play,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
inside like they sleep, and that's part of that that breed in their DNA. Is when they're not outside pulling a sled. Every other moment is like basically sleeping
My
and saving energy for the next time they have to pull a sled, so
yeah.
they don't lose that.
Yep.
So they love to relax and take
You
it
don't have a
easy.
dog sled, so they can pull you around.
Yeah, I'd love to put a plow on
Right? My friend of mine has one of the French bulldogs, little French bulldogs.
it. Yeah.
His name is Rumble.
Oh,
It's
nice.
awesome. Rumble's a good little dog, man. He's an excellent little companion, and he's just a very happy dog. So
Poodles are
he's good
awesome.
size. He's a small size, though, under the French bulldog, right? And he's a good size, but he does shed a lot. So even for a small short hair,
Well, these guys take care of
right?
people and they love it.
Oh, have fun, guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see you,
See ya.
John.
Yeah, see you. Get around. So yeah, that was a random person that this is where I park at this little park. He seen them come by and he has the dogs, so he say hi to the dogs, and every time they come by, I'm gonna say hi to the puppies because I don't go for walks. I go to pet other people's dogs. But yeah, this is in Hamilton, in Ontario, Canada, Put that in its cradle. Thought I'd do a quick little, live video while I'm waiting for a friend. Her mother's in the hospital, and she said she wasn't going to be very long. So I think, you know what, I'll go and park here, wait till I get a text, and yeah, and see how it goes. Happy Valentine's Day to all those who have Valentines. I'm going to hang out with some people, but yeah, her mother's have medical issues, so it's not fun. But she wanted to see her mother um today, so I was like, all right, if I see if there's any updates or whatnot. So yeah, I thought I'd just come down here. It's finally spring is just starting to poke its way up. We're hit +2 today. Oh, actually, apparently it's 4 degrees out now. So yay! So we're even warmer than they expected. And they're calling for a few more warmer days. So possible rain. So a lot of stuff's going to melt, but we're going to get a lot of flooding just because of the ground hasn't had time to thaw. I don't think well enough yet. So it's still a little frozen deep, you go down a deep. So hey, thanks for the sub. So I appreciate everybody stopping by. It's a mostly pretty casual channel, but the wintertime tends to slow down because the whole point of this channel is the camping stuff I do with my vehicle. And well, you can't do much work on it when you don't have a garage or a place to park that's inside to do the work. So it's kind of slow. I mean, it is what it is. But we're starting to warm up. I have a few projects to finish up. I did manage to finish up my bed project. So that's the bed platform I built, and that's just because this is the Honda Element, and there's only 5 feet from the back door to the back of the seats. Oop, let me get a camera to the back of the seats when I'm in it. But if I push these seats all the way forward, I get an extra 12 inches, so that gives me 6 foot. And this piece sits right here between the seat and the bed, so then I can sleep inside here. So I've got the pretty set up here to do camping, and this particular piece, that's this right here, my external 100-watt solar panel. So I've got a couple of batteries, a couple of 50 amp hour batteries I'm going to be putting in here. A DC charger. So it's going to be a little bit of fun next year. So once I get I've got the storage kind of laid out and the electrical compartment where it's going to be. I still have to sort out a couple other things, but like projects, it just takes whatever amount of time it takes. But yeah, the puppies were nice to see, and this is going to be pretty handy little fun project. I think next month we're going to be doing something. A buddy of mine has a 2020 Sprinter. Helped him buy that, and I've been helping a lot of people buy cars lately. It's crazy because I'm the car guy, so get to really point out things that everybody else would miss. And I really should find some way to make a business out of that. Help people buy cars and then save them from mostly disasters, maybe even some money too. But anyways, so yeah, so he's getting his thing built out a little bit more. I've got this set up. I got a heater. So I have a propane heater, but the propane tank is the awkward place right now. Normally, we'll put in the back when I had a single foldable cot, but well, obviously there's no room for the cot because I took it purposely to go with a bigger bed. But then that trades off where do I put the propane tank and heater? With these seats all the way forward, it kind of chews up all the room up front. So my only option, and which is fine, is to mount the propane tank to one of those trailer cargo trays. And you can pick some up pretty cheap. You can pick up pretty expensive. I saw one for less than $100. I figure I'll get something like that. Do the mounting, do the secure it down and whatnot, and then just run the hose inside to the heater. And the heater is relatively not very big, so I can put that anywhere, and then that'll work out nicely. But by the time I'm able to do that, it'll be too warm. But that's okay because I'm still going to use the propane because I have a Coleman dual burner propane stove, and that's in my attic. I call it the cargo carrier up top. So got some good plans in the winter camping, and I won't use the propane heater for that because we're going to look at just finding something with shore power, basically 120 volts. So I'll just bring a little space heater and run it, and it can run all night. I'll get one of the ones. Well, I've got two. I'll probably take the lighter plastic one and just set it at a temperature, and it'll just cycle on and off as it needs to. and that can go anywhere in here. Probably just sit beside. Most likely gonna be sit right in the middle between the two seats, so that's blowing heat back there. But the only problem with that one is it's one of those plastic ones, but it's it's so light that when the fan's running, it kind of vibrates and slows turning because there's not enough weight to hold it down from moving while it vibrates, which is kind of really ridiculous. But I had a wedge between these two seats and they won't go anywhere, so that'd be fine. But so I see YouTube doing some crazy things. So it's like, yeah, add a poll. What's the best way to eat an Oreo? I guess they're trying to drive more engagement. Yeah, I'm pretty casual. So yeah, I have any questions about this? I mean, this about the vehicle, about camping. I learned a lot from a lot of van life guys. It's funny when I started. Ways I bought this is to do more camping, to get more out there. And then, so I started looking into camping gears and reviews and whatnot. Then I learned about van life guys and people who live in their vehicles. They're going to be the experts of living in a vehicle and what equipment works and what doesn't work. So I start following all of them. Then you start seeing a lot of the same people and a lot of the common popular ones, and they got a lot of good ideas. And given the ridiculousness of rental these days and lack of jobs, not surprising. People who live in their vehicles just fine. And the pushback against people who do is ridiculous. It's like I saw an article, and this was where was it located? It was put up by CTV News. That's a local Ontario, Canada news agency. And there was a guy. I think he was in Northern Ontario. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, we'll go with that. Where he built his own little cabin. I think it was a 12 by 16, 12 by 12, something. Not very big, tiny home. He built it, lives in it, he's comfortable. He has a medical condition and doesn't have any real income. So he's got a home on a piece of land he owns, not in the city, I think in the suburbs or just outside, like, major cities. So he's got some privacy, something he can afford. And they're saying, oh, it's not up to code. It doesn't do. It's like there's nothing really wrong with the place. They just got all their codes. And this lady doesn't know where she wants to park. Sure, she was over there, and then she went to change. And she's over here, so whatever. Anyway, so he goes through, so they're giving him all kinds of citations for not having this or that or the other thing. And it's like they're literally telling the guy he can't live on his own land in a place that's perfectly comfortable. It's not unsafe by any means. It doesn't meet some certain building codes or some drain pipe that has to be bigger, which is like he's one guy. How big of a drain pipe do you really need for anything? But so then it's funny, right below that article, they give you all those other suggestions, right? One of the suggestions is Northern Ontario trying to find more ways to build smaller homes. Right below the article where they're kicking someone out of a smaller home. The irony. So it's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, the world has just kind of gone a little topsy turvy and not making a lot of sense for a lot of things. It is what it is, and that kind of sucks. I just want to be able to, have a decent living. I don't need massive amounts of money. I'm not going to say no to it, but just to be able to have some fun, do some work, go some camping. But that seems to be the hardest thing in the world is to find a decent job. I mean, if you're of any age over 20, if you're like 50 or older, yeah, good luck. Doesn't matter how much skill you have. It's been scraping by and by. For over the last 12 months, I've applied to over 60 jobs, zero interviews. I got over 20 years experience doing in the IT field. Think I can get a job? Mm-mm. So the IT field is shot now. I'm either I'm too overqualified, and by that means they'll have to pay me too much money, which what is too much money these days outside of even $1 million isn't. Trying to buy a house in a city for $1 million, it still doesn't. You might get the house, but then you won't be able to afford it after that. $700,000 for a house, taxes, van taxes, utilities, doesn't last very long. No, And then you just try to people who live in their vehicles, perfectly fine. There's lots of options. Most people say, well, how do you take a shower? That's what a gym membership is for. And my friend just told me she's coming down. So, short live stream today, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for subbing for those who did. And, have a good one. And, enjoy the rest of life. Do the best you can. And, try to make life just a little bit better than everybody else. All right, have a good one.